wasn't a class. So last week I forgot to push record. So there was not a class to rewatch because it wasn't recorded. That does not mean it didn't happen. It did happen. And I just hated that whenever I realized that I didn't have a class to record. But for the people who aren't able to come and they go to rewatch it and it's not there, I hate that. But that it just bees like that sometimes, and I'm sorry.
Oh God, in the name of Jesus.
You know I'm not perfect. I don't know if y'all are perfect, but I'm not. Crystal, is it working?
I still can't hear you, but I'll just watch your movements. I'm not sure what I did. Sorry. Don't let me be a distraction.
You're fine. If I even knew a troubleshoot, I would try, but I don't. Right here, breathe in, calm. Breathe out, stress. Now, these words, calm and stress, you can enter different words. For instance, you can breathe in blessings. You can breathe out fear. You can breathe in ease. You can, here's Nora. So you can enter your own words. If you just want to use the word good and bad, or positive and negative, whatever is going to work for you. And maybe it's not a blanket word. Maybe it's something specific. Maybe something specific that you're dealing with. Waking up in the middle of the night and saying, inhale sleepiness. Here, let me push. So whenever you inhale sleepiness and exhale wandering thoughts. So you're like letting go your brain overthinking. So you can even get specific with whatever you're currently dealing with, and that can be helpful in centering you. And using diaphragmatic breathing. So that's a recent topic that has just come up with breathing and the importance of breath. So those are words that you can use. Something else we think about is whenever we breathe, it helps with circulation and all the good and wonderful things that are in our blood. We will push through our bodies more efficiently. So that's something to think about in terms of healing. If you have sores or if you just have bad circulation, breathing can help with that. But we don't talk too much about breathing in Tai Chi class, but it's so connected. What I'm concerned with is that you are breathing. That you're not holding your breath. So breathe at your own pace. And if you're doing diaphragmatic breathing, great. I think it's wonderful. I find it difficult to really focus on breath and do all the other things. I would rather lay in the floor, lay on the bed, lay on the couch in a comfortable position where I don't have to worry about posture and supporting my body. Just completely relax and just breathe in and breathe out and empty my lungs and fill my lungs and only have that to focus on. That's just personally my favorite time to focus on diaphragmatic breathing. Oh, so here we go. Let's do our warm-up stretches, starting with our neck. We have our feet about shoulder width or hip width apart. A soft bend in our knee. We have good posture. Our shoulders are relaxed. And we're breathing. Let's start with our neck. We bring our hands up. Bring our hands towards our chin and chest. Push away and follow those hands all the way down. You should feel a little stretch in the back of your neck as you take that chin towards your chest. I'll tell you different moments whenever I do practice breath, in that when I come up, I inhale. And I exhale as I finish that movement. And we're all different with our breath because our lungs are different. Let's go to our other neck exercise where we drop one hand to our hip, follow the other one as we look towards that shoulder, back to the front, switch. We're going side to side. Continuing to breathe. Also making sure that we're keeping our arms away from our body. I like to think of it as my armpits breathing, even though obviously our armpits don't breathe, but it gives them some space and that allows that energy to flow through our body. It's what we call the open joint. It's a lot easier to think about with our elbows and our knees by not locking our joints. But an open joint in our armpit just allows our armpit to breathe. Now let's rotate our shoulders forward. Think of drawing little circles on the side of our legs, about the size of a quarter. And that may feel like a little awkward of a move because our shoulders shouldn't be forward. Our shoulders are back, and that helps give us that nice posture. So we rotate our shoulders back second. Rotate forward. And then rotate back. I know my circles are bigger than quarters. Big shoulder circle. Great one to practice breath. Inhale up, especially if you're seated. You can close your eyes when you're seated. I think I have a hair that's tickling my nose, so excuse me. And you see where this really lends itself to these words. Gather, breathe in, inhale, in, right? In, that's just gathering motion. So we breathe in calm. We're gathering all the calm. And then when we push down, that lends itself to out. You know, get out, push away from it, breathe out stress. Inhale, gather calm. Exhale, push away stress. So the movement feels like you're bringing it in or gathering and you're pushing it away. So that's why that movement is really good for breath. All right, for our spine, let's grab our ball, separating our hands. We push one towards the ceiling, the other towards the ground, keeping a soft bend in our arm. Come back to our ball and switch. I like to inhale as I come to my ball and exhale as I separate. I feel like it gives me a better stretch when I do it that way. Inhale and exhale. I feel really good stretching that spine. Hopefully you're experiencing that stretch too. Back to our ball, and let's take it side to side. Warming up our spine. We're not going as far as we can go. Just staying within our frame. Breathing at your own pace. There's not really a moment when I inhale or exhale. Now to our lower body, shifting weight to one leg. Place one heel forward, hands back, pause in the middle, and toe back, hands forward. I would love to find that piece of hair that keeps tickling my nose. Or it could be a no-see-em, huh? Since I can't see it. It's the tickling no-see-em, not the biting no-see-em. Shift to the other foot. Now this one gets a turn. So hold our weight as we move that foot forward and back, really testing our balance. And if you need to hold on to a chair and skip these arm movements, that's fine. The main thing is you're practicing holding weight on one leg. This arm work is a counterbalance. It's not what's most important for this move. Now let's shift our weight from leg to leg, keeping our hands in our frame as we move them in the direction of the weight shift. Gracious. We're going to scratch our nose part of today's Tai Chi, I guess. Loose fist at our hips. Let's warm up, stretch our knee, shift, lift, tap and punch. I'm practicing keeping my foot a little more elevated than normal and really testing that balance. You can keep yours low. You're in control. And if you give it a try and say, yeah, not quite ready for that yet, that's okay. But these movements here really get our muscles warmed up and ready for our Tai Chi, where we do a lot of weight shifting. Practicing that upright posture, that slight bend in the knee. Definitely practice body structure in our warm-ups that get us ready for our Tai Chi. All right, for our other knee exercise, we step forward, shift, and bring it back. Keeping both feet flat on the floor. Keeping still upright posture. There's that tendency to want to lean forward when we shift forward. And just be mindful of that as you keep the upright posture. And you're not completely shifting all the weight forward. You still have some weight on that back foot. All right, for our ankles, shift weight to one foot and then heel toe, heel toe. Bring it back, shift the weight, heel toe, heel toe. Bring it back, shift, and big toe, little toe. Really feel the tension in my ankles, and this movement helps release and reduce some of that stiffness. No, it's cold outside today, even if it is a beautiful day. And it really does affect our muscles. Our muscles will be cold right with the temperature. All right, nice, good shake. And we are going to go through our basic 6 and advanced 6 from the top all the way through. I'm gonna turn around. I'll talk us through just the movements, the name of the movements. Get in your stable stance, upright posture, take some breaths. Do a review in your head of the principles, thinking about movement control and that we're slow, smooth, and continuous. The opportunity for gentle resistance. We have our body structure of upright posture. Remember, when we weight transfer, we do an empty step before we shift the weight. And then there's the internal aspects of Tai Chi where we have open joints, and that means we don't lock our joints, we don't lock our elbows, we don't lock our knees. Trying to keep that room for our armpits to breathe. And then finally is that mental quietness, which is hard to get when you have a teacher that's talking. But we'll have some opportunities for mental quietness as we progress through class today. So here we go. Part 1, Advanced and Basic 6. And begin. Commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Remember, we count to 6. There's 4. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Advanced 6, starting with brush knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. All right, let's do it again. This time with no talking. Our experience with Jing, J-I-N-G, mental quietness. And begin. definitely an opportunity to get lost in your own movements. Especially if you're not able to face that camera the whole time and you're seeing if you can trust your brain to do what's next. That's our goal, is to trust our brain to do what's next. And that comes with practice. So let's go through all of it again. I will do it without saying the movements. I don't know what this pop-up is. Okay. And then we will focus on our advanced movements, since that's what we have the least amount of practice with. And I know our going to the right is the least amount of our advance. So let's go through it all one more time, and then we'll leave part one for a little bit and come back to it later. All right, here we go from the top and commence. Open cups. Not talking, not talking. Definitely a tester for what you know. And so may that let you know what are the places that you need to work on. All right, so let's work on our advanced. So we know whenever we do our advanced movements, we go to the left first and we go to the right second. We're coming from open and close. Rush knee, shift left, right toe in and reach out with that right hand. Shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back. Now step left, bring this right hand around, shift left as I push that right hand, follow step right. Play the loop, step back right, turn hands. Shift as they pass each other. And when I get to that elbow, follow step left. Parry punch. Step left and flip. Shift and parry. Step right and flip. Shift and parry. Step left, put up that guard, shift as I deliver, and follow step right. Block and close. Step back right, separate hands, shift right as I bring my hands to my hip, follow step left. Push the tiger, step left, push as I shift, follow step right. To the front, step right, shift, and left, adjust weight, hands face, open and close. To the right, brush knee, shift right, left toe in and reach out that left hand. Shift left, bring that right hand, right foot back. Step right, bring that left hand around and shift right as I push that left hand, follow step left. Play the lute, step back left, turn hands. Shift as those hands pass, get to the elbow, follow step right. Parry punch, step right and flip, shift and parry. Step left and flip, shift and parry. Step right, put up that guard, shift as I deliver, follow step left. Block and close, step back left, separate hands, shift as they come to my hips, follow step right. Push the tiger, step right, push as I shift, follow step left. To the front, step left, shift, and right, adjust weight, hands face, open and close. Close it out. So that was the movements broken down. Let's go through them again. This time I'll just call out the name of the movement. Coming from an open and close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Block and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Push the tiger. I forgot to say block and close. I'm sorry. Open, close. Close it out. The more we practice, the better we get. Let's do it again. Coming from open and close. And I'm giving you time to talk yourself through these movements. So whenever I shift left, I'm thinking in my head, shift left, and then right toe in and reach. So I'm thinking those words in my head, even if I'm not saying them, but I'm kind of making those movements a little bit choppy in each transition so you can get there and get to the next without feeling like you're behind, because we're still in this learning phase. So here we go. From open and close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. I don't know why I forget to say that. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. This time I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it a little more smooth, not so choppy. I'll still call out the names of the movements. And that's my goal anyway. It'll still probably be a little bit choppy. From open and close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. So did you see a difference? And it's just a little bit more smooth. And one thing I want to point out to you is in terms of brush knee. So whenever I do brush knee, we go to the left first. I shift left, turn that right toe, shift right, and bring that left foot, left hand back. Now, as soon as I bring that left hand back, in my brain, it tags off to tell this right hand to do something. So here it finished that move. Now this hand is ready to do something. So watch, it goes brush knee. That's done moving, so this one starts moving. That's the movement control we're talking about, where you are thinking continuous. So, and that's not going to happen all the time. There's going to be some elements of a pause because we give respect to the empty step. But that's one of those movements when we can practice continuous and it feel really neat. It feel really nice to make that movement continuous by boom, and this one starts. So this one comes down, this one starts coming around when this one comes to that hip. So maybe you see that, maybe you've experienced it, maybe you've been doing it that way and you don't know why I'm even saying anything. So let's talk about it for going to the left with my back facing you. And I don't know why this keeps popping up. Okay, sorry. But we go shift here, shift, boom. And as soon as that hits that hip, I start moving that around. maybe easier to see from the front because, all right, when I'm turned around, that is the front as far as I'm concerned. And when we bring that arm around to push, that arm is in the front. But it's hard for you to see because I'm turned the wrong way. The right way, I don't know what is the wrong or right way. But in order for you to see it, I want you to see it from your perspective, where you see this arm stop and then come around. It's easier to see it from that direction. So whether you think I'm going to the left or to the right, don't worry about it. I just want you to see that this arm starts moving when this one comes to that hip in terms of brush knee. So it didn't get in a hurry to come around, did it? It took its time. It came back. Okay, it's my turn. I'm bringing that around and now I'm pushing. So we're still going slow. We are smooth in nature. And because we kind of tagged off, brought this one, tag, your turn. And continuous. And then that ends that movement with the follow step. So that's just a tip thinking about trading off. This one stops, this one starts, and boom. All right, let's go through it again. Trying to move into that continuous direction. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. So I felt it in another place there where there was that kind of pass the baton, like in track, you know, I'm done, your turn. And that was in the parry punch. So coming at you with the parry punch, let me get into that right place. So here's play the loop. So it's step. So as soon as I get to that elbow, I immediately flip as I step. Soon as I do that flip, I immediately start that parry. And when I get down to that elbow, immediately this hand goes up to be the guard. This hand comes back. And then, you see that? So it's that immediate transition to the next movement is what we're going for. Coming at you with play the loop. Parry, boom, shift, guard, here. So that's that continuous movement versus, let me come at you with the choppy version. So here's play the loop. If we chop it up, we're going step and flip, shift and parry, step and flip, shift and parry, step and guard, shift, deliver, follow step. So that's the choppy version. And that's where we start when we first learn it. And then our goal is to make it more smooth, to go step and flip, immediately go to that next one, We continually moved, right? So that's what we're working towards, is that continuous movement. And it all comes from practice and knowing what's next, not having to think about it. Our body's kind of in autopilot mode. So let's do it again, both sides, and then we'll just do the right side. Advance 6 and brush knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. Any specific comments or questions about, well, any of it, if you have questions, but specifically about our advanced movements? I don't know if you're talking, Miss Penora. Let me see if I can unmute you. If you're good, I'm good. Did it unmute?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Okay, can you go over peri-peri? And which one is on top? And then when you're going to one side, which one is on top? And when you're going to the other side, the opposite is on top, correct?
Let's think about this. So when we start, we go to the left first. And so here's our brush knee. Here. Okay, here is our play the lute. Here. So when we finish play the lute, our left hand is forward. Okay.
Right.
So when we take that first step and we flip, our left hand is on top.
Okay.
And then we parry. All right. That hand that's the most forward, the extended hand, that's our right hand. So now we flip.
And that the right hand is on top.
The right hand's on top. And then we shift as we parry. And the hand that's extended, that's our left hand, becomes our guard. And our right hand grabs the flowers to deliver. Okay? So what I think about advanced movements, it's so good for our brains. Because if you think about autopilot of what our bodies do, and that is when we step right, we step forward left, and we step forward right, and we step forward left. You know, that's the way we naturally walk. Without even thinking about it, that's how we walk. Our advanced movements kind of go against that natural step out right, step out left, step out right, step out left, in that it steps, shifts, and the follow step is still behind. And the next step is back, shift, and then follow step. So it kind of goes against what's natural for us, which works our brain in a really good way. It helps us utilize that brain, and if we don't lose it or use it, we lose it. So this is one way that Tai Chi just really works our brain. There. Okay, so in that same sense, if we are doing the upper body movement, our inclination is to put one hand out and then put the other hand out, you know, like back and forth. You know, that's probably feels the most natural, but specifically in our parry punch, after we've done our play the lute, instead of switching to start the next move, we keep that hand extended and it stays extended to start parry punch. Same thing here. That one's extended. You know, you might think, I just did this, now it's time to do this. No, we keep that hand extended and flip it from there. Extend it, and then that becomes our guard. So it kind of goes against what feels natural, which is good for our brain. And that we extend the arm, but that's not all we're going to do with it. It's staying there to go to that next move, staying there to go to the next move. Or I got mixed up. Okay. Play the lute. Step. Parry. Parry. And punch. So on those movements, that hand's extended and it starts the next movement extended. So when we do that first play the lute, our left hand's out. Flip, so our left hand's on top. Parry. Now our right hand's out. Flip, right hand's on top. Parry. Now our left hand is extended. We make it our guard and our right hand delivers. Okay? Now when we're going to the right, let me get there. Play the lute. Our right hand, did I get in the right way? Hold on. Yeah. After that play the lute, our right hand is extended. So when we do our first parry, we flip our hands, our right hand's on top. Shift. Now our left hand's extended. We step left. Now our left hand's on top. Shift, our right hand's extended. Step, it becomes our guard. Shift and deliver with our left hand. And that brings us to block and close and push the tiger. Once we get through that parry punch, we feel like we're home free because block and close and push the tiger are like, oh yeah, that's easy. I got that. Because you step back and you bring your hands down, and then you step forward and you take your hands up. So those two moves are like, easy street. And then we come to the front and we open and close. So to me, brush knee is complicated because we're going from facing the front to facing the side. And then parry, parry, punch, our rhythm is off because we're not doing a step, shift, follow step. We're doing a step, shift, now the step, shift, follow step. That rhythm is thrown off. And then it goes against how we naturally move, which is left, right, on our feet. But because of on our feet, our hands kind of want to follow that same A-B rhythm. So it throws it off, but that's why it's good for our brain. And that's why it's called advanced movements, because it is extra challenging. So that answered your question on what's on top. So we can practice what's on top within our movements. So let's start from the top of advanced movements with the open and close. Brush knee. Our right hand is pushing. Play the lute. Our left hand extends. Parry punch. Our left hand's on top. Shift. Our right hand's on top. Shift. Our left hand's our guard. Our right delivers. Lock and close. Push the tiger to the front. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Our right hand extends out. Carry punch. Flip. Our right hand's on top. Shift. Flip. Our left hand's on top. Shift. Our right hand's our guard. Our left hand delivers. Block and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. So I know the nature of me teaching virtually can sometimes be confusing and you don't know if it's right or left. Just know whatever way you do it the first time, do it the other way the next time, and it'll all be okay. What matters is that it's balanced, that we go both ways. So I know you want to do it right, and I completely understand, but I don't want you to stress so much about it. But listen to my words as I talk you through the movements, just like I did earlier in class. If you want to come back to this video, and I'll do it now and try to say right and left, and it's going to take a little bit longer because it takes long to talk it through. So bear with me on this. So we have open and close. Brush knee. Shift left. Right toe comes in, right hand extends, left hand protects the elbow. Shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back. Step left, bring the right hand around. Shift left as I push with my right, follow step right. Play the loop, step back right, turn hands, shift, come to my elbow and follow step left. Parry punch. Step left and flip, so the left hand's on top. Shift and parry. Step right and flip, the right hand's on top. Shift and parry. Step left, the left hand becomes our guard. Right comes and delivers. Follow step right. Block and close. Step back right, release hands. Shift as they come to my hips. Follow step left. Push the tiger. Step left. Push and follow step right. To the front. Step right. Shift and left. Hands face, open and close. Brush knee. Shift right. Left toe in. Reach out right. Reach out left. Shift left. Bring that right foot, right hand back. Step right. Our left hand comes back around and pushes as I shift right. Follow step left. Play the loop. Step back left, turn hands. Shift as they pass. That right hand is extended and I follow step right. Parry punch. Step right and flip. Right hand's on top. Shift and parry. Step left and flip. Left hand's on top. Shift and parry. Step right, put up that guard. That's our right hand. Our left comes back to our pocket and shifts, delivers. Follow step left. Block and close. Step back left. Separate hands. Shift down to my hips. Follow step right. Push the tiger. Step right. Push. Follow step left. To the front. Step. Step, hands face, open and close. So other than my one blunder, that was a pretty good explanation of right or left, if that's helpful. So let's cool down. Let's give ourselves a little fist massage. It's unbelievable how much time passed. It's already 2:30. But tell our legs, thank you for working so hard. When we practice that much advanced six, it is a lot of weight shifting and really does wear on our legs. So it's okay if you feel tired. It's okay if you get a little sore. You worked hard today. Now let's gather tension and let it go. We don't want to live with tension. Let that tension go. Release that tension. Now breathe, inhale and exhale. One more. We have our right fist representing our strength, our left fingers together representing our friendship, our thumb in representing our humility. We put those together in mutual respect. We say namaste.
Great.
Very good.
Thank you.
Hey, we're making really good progress and we have 5 classes left. So make sure if there's anything that you want to work on, any specific questions that you have, you know I'm willing to do whatever you need. So I want to make sure that, you know, we've learned the movements. I want to make sure that we're really getting them, breaking it down if we need to. You know, I don't mind to do anything.
Okay.
So I have a wonderful week. Y'all let me know if you need me, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.